Good morning, homesteaders, hookers, cookers, bookers, and everybody else who stopped by just for fun. So, I've been informed that I should do an introduction to my channel. And, uh, wow, it's such a long story. My husband and I are combat veterans. We were both in the Army together. We did Desert Storm. And since I have acquired multiple autoimmune diseases and lupus, psoriatic arthritis, and some others, because I can't do anything half-assed. I've got to go for it all. Anyway, having found that out, I was in bad enough shape and I was sick enough that my doctor told me not to work anymore. And being a headstrong individual who likes to eat, I went back to work anyway. I had a kid to put through college. So I went back to work and I got really sick. Really, really sick. So after 5 years, I quit. And my husband was 9 years from retirement. And I was medically retired. And we started looking at ways to help make my conditions, whatever. Anyway, it turns out that the best way is to go 100% organic, chemical free, low plastics sort of environment. And that's really hard to do in an urban lifestyle sometimes. So we bought a place in the country. And pack up the home and move to Tennessee. And anyway, we got here. That was almost 3 years ago. And first thing we had to do was remodel the inside of the house because it had been vacant for a really long time and it really needed it. And so that took several months just to make it livable so that we could live in it comfortably. And then we started remodeling the outside. And one of these days when it's not raining and being icky and doing those things that it does at this time of year, I'll take you out and show you the grounds and you'll see our little homestead. So far, we have raised 6 pigs, 2 a year off, and then 4. We have raised a cow. We had a horse. We have chickens. We've made several attempts at a garden, but something always seems to happen to ruin it. Our first attempt at a garden, our first year, we tilled up a huge patch of ground and planted all the things, and they were all coming up, and it was beautiful, and everything was great. And the neighbors' 30 cows got out and marched over onto our property, and what they didn't trample, they ate. So the garden starts over here at this little dirt corner you can see in front of the shed. And it goes all the way across to there. And there went the garden. And it was kind of too late to plant another garden. Our second year attempt at a garden, my husband built all raised beds for me, like table. You'll see the picture. And the marauding Angus got onto the property again, and they knocked the tables over, and that garden didn't do so well. Our third year here, or the beginning of our third season here, I should say, we were in a really, really bad accident. We were out on the motorcycle and we got T-boned by a car. We were both on bed rest for an extended period of time, and we kind of missed being able to plant a garden because we couldn't get around that much at the time. So we did a little bit of a garden in pots on the front deck. Something we could get to in spite of scooters and wheelchairs and walkers and crutches and canes and all the things that we've done this last year. And that went really well. But of course, it was small. Right? There's only so much stuff you can plant in pots. And so next year, we're going to try again. We also put up a greenhouse. Small one. And not knowing anything about greenhouses, the first year we put stuff in it, and it promptly got 220 degrees in the greenhouse and cooked everything we put in it. Bad. Oh, it was terrible. And then we let the greenhouse sit fallow basically for a year because it was too hard to get to and do stuff with in our condition. And so this year we've decided to try putting a winter garden in it, and that might or might not work. I'll let you know. So far we have potatoes planted out there. We have 4 dogs. We have Loki, who is our grumpy old man, probably one of the ugliest dogs on the planet, but the sweetest old boy. His mama was a boxer, and his father was an English bulldog. I don't even know how they got together to make that happen, but what came out of it was a boxer's ears on a bulldog's face and a boxer's legs on a bulldog's body. So he's awkward, but he's sweet. We have a Malinois. Her name is Molly. She is 3. She is the sweetest thing. She could never, would never be the Malinois you see on the movie. She has all the athleticism and all the speed, but she is such a people pleaser that she could never be as aggressive or self-confident enough to do any of the things that you see those dogs doing, even with training. All of our dogs are rescues, so they come with issues. And Molly's self-confidence was hurt really badly when she was a pup. Our third dog is Maggie. Maggie is half pit bull and half Catahoula leopard dog, which makes her an attitude in a jar and 100 pounds of dynamite packed into an 85-pound body. And she is all muscle, and she is all speed, and she is all I do what I want. We're learning. She's loyal as the day is long, but sometimes she's a bit much when there's company around. So we have to take precautions. And our last dog is the newest. His name is Puka. Puka is a black lab and black shepherd cross. And his nose and his ears are all shepherd, and his coat is all lab. And he just turned 5 months old a couple of days ago, and he is going to be a big boy because he's already as big, not as heavy or as thick, but as tall and as long as both the Catahoula Pit Cross and the Malinois. He's not as athletic as the Malinois. He's as fast as the Catahoula Pit. And he's got big feet. And he's a good boy. He tries really hard to be a good boy, but he's got puppy ADD. Squirrel! And that's something to deal with. So we have those. We have a cat. He is a yellow tabby. He was a barn cat, kitten someplace else, and we scooped him up and brought him home. His name is Seamus because he's a redhead. And Seamus is one of the sweetest, coolest cats in the world. He likes having his belly rubbed.
What a good kitty, yeah. He had a very busy night that he just woke up. Oh, no. So poor kitty.
He likes snuggling. When he is in the house, he's a great cat. When he is outside, he is Jack the Ripper reincarnated. The only time he isn't Jack the Ripper reincarnated is when he's being Jeffrey Dahmer reincarnated. And that's when he catches things and makes sure they stay alive and brings them into the house and lets them go. So we regularly have to catch chipmunks, squirrels, rabbits running around the inside of our house and let them back out again. That's always fun, especially when you're in a wheelchair. But, you know, he thinks he's helping. We have 50 acres. We have our own pond. It's beautiful. We we have 2 paddocks with 2 box stalls. We kept the pigs in a paddock. They loved it. We are learning all this stuff as we go with lots of trial and error and lots of, hey, how'd you do that? And lots of YouTube videos and lots of books. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You'll get to see all of that. And in the meantime, I've thrown up a couple of cooking type videos for you. Or canning or preserving type videos for you. Because that's what I was doing at the time. And so there will be crochet videos. There will be book reviews or videos. We'll just see what comes up when it comes up. I'm doing this because I was told it would be a good idea. Because maybe the lessons we learned somebody else could learn. From watching us instead of having to go through it, because some of our antics are humorous. Anyway, I hope you enjoy.